Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Tempe City Council regular council meeting in the Harry E. Mitchell Government Center. The time is now 6:09 p.m. Members of the public who attend the meeting physically are asked to maintain distance between other parties, and masks are optional for all attendees per City of Tempe policy. Alternatively, members of the public may attend the meeting virtually through Cisco WebEx events by visiting tempe.gov/councilmeetinginfo for more information. Council meetings can also be watched in real time via Cox Cable Channel 11 and at tempe.gov/tempe11. Next up, item number 2, moment of silence. I'd just like to invite anyone who's able and willing to stand to join me in a moment of silence. Thank you very much. Item number 3, please remain standing for the posting of the colors by the Police and Fire Honor Guard, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Prepare to post. Post.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Present. On.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Order. Arms. Detail. Face. Forward. March.
Thank you very much. You may be seated. Next up is item number 4, Mayor's announcements. I'd like for the council to join me down in front, along with the family of Michelle Brooks Tatris, as well as Commissioner Kim D'Artez. Sure.
Congratulations. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. Over here. No, it's not working, Jason, so. Nope, so I'll go for this one. Yes, it is. Thank you so much. So just wanted to do a proclamation here in honor of an incredible resident of the city of Tempe who unfortunately passed a couple of weeks ago on the morning of the Tempe Juneteenth celebration. Miss Michelle Brooks Tatris, who was a friend to so many of us in this room and had a tremendous impact throughout our community and frankly the entire state of Arizona. Through her work with the All God's Children's Collectors Club, our Tempe African American Advisory Committee, among many other community service opportunities that Ms. Brooks Tatris was involved with, she really, truly left an indelible mark in our city. And I wanted to make sure to commemorate her lifetime of service with a proclamation this evening. Whereas Tempe community leaders value the faith and trust of the community and continually work to deserve that confidence through attitude, conduct, service, and accomplishments. And whereas Michelle Brooks Tatris was involved with and chaired the African American Advisory Committee for the Tempe Museum since 2009, partnered with Commissioner Kim D'Artez to work on the Governor's Commission on African American Affairs in 2016, and assisted in founding the Arizona Career Development Center that launched in March of 2022. And whereas Michelle Brooks Tatras worked tirelessly to bring a Juneteenth celebration event to Tempe in 2014, was president of the All God's Children's Collectors Club of Arizona for 27 years, and helped create the Black History Month Action Prayer Breakfast in 2019. And whereas Michelle Brooks Tatras received many awards for her work, including 3 MLK Diversity Awards, 1 for her dedication towards bringing a Juneteenth celebration event to Tempe, 1 for her commitment to the All God's Children's Collectors Club of Arizona, and 1 for her work on the Black History Month Action Prayer Breakfast. And whereas Michelle Brooks Tatras was presented with the Cornerstone Award from the Tempe Black Employee Alliance for ongoing recognition of the accomplishments of Black Americans in Arizona and work for historic changes for Black Americans in Tempe. And whereas the city of Tempe is grateful to Michelle Brooks Tatras for her leadership, hard work, deep commitment, and her efforts to go above and beyond in her service to the Tempe community and exemplifies the values of Tempe. And whereas Michelle Brooks Tatras' legacy will live on through her devotion to the African American community and her efforts to bring people together, which have left a lasting impact on the city of Tempe and the community as a whole. Now, therefore, I, Corey Woods, Mayor of the City of Tempe, Arizona, do hereby declare July 1st, 2022 as Michelle Brooks Tatras Lifetime of Service Recognition Day in Tempe, Arizona.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, okay.
Put the family in the center.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next up is item number 5, introduction of guests and dignitaries. I'd like for, if your name is called, I'd love for you to please stand and be recognized. We want to appreciate you attending this evening. First of all, VIPs in attendance, we have Councilmember Lauren Kuby. We have former Congressman and Mayor Harry Mitchell. Former Mayor Hugh Hallman. Guadalupe Mayor Valerie Molina. Guadalupe Councilmember Ricky Vital. Judge Tyler Kissel. Tempe Union School Board member Armando Montero. Tempe Union High School District Superintendent Kevin Mendeville. And Arizona Governor's African American Affairs Commissioner Kim D'Artez. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for being here this evening. Next up, we're going to go to item number 6, which is the oath of office, swearing in of new city council members. I'm going to call upon our city clerk, Carla Reese, to conduct the oath of office. And first, swearing in ceremony for re-elected council member Jennifer Adams.
As Jennifer's coming down to the podium. Yeah. For those tonight taking your oath of office will be your first official act for this term. All elected public officers in the state of Arizona are required to take a solemn oath, not to any individual or small group, but to the community as a whole, and the laws governing your duties and obligations that have been entrusted to you by the voters. So if you're ready, I'm on my way.
Is good, Carla?
So you want to do a quick mic check and make sure we're getting picked up?
Okay.
Jason will make sure.
Test.
You can elevate it. So you don't-
Okay. Test. Yeah,
Oh, perfect.
it's working.
You got it.
All right. So raise your right hand, place your left hand on the Bible, and repeat after me. I, Jennifer Adams, do solemnly swear
I, Jennifer Adams, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona
and the charter, codes, and ordinances of the city of Tempe,
and the charter, codes, and ordinances of the city of Tempe,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and defend, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and defend them against all enemies,
and defend them against all enemies.
foreign
I
and
was ready.
domestic. Yeah, foreign and domestic.
Foreign and domestic,
And that I will faithfully and impartially
and that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties of the office of council member
discharge the duties of the office of council member
in and for the city of Tempe,
in and for the city of Tempe,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations, Councilmember Adams. So we're going to go in alphabetical order. Next, we have Arlene Chin. You can go on this side over here if you like, where your right hand will show. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Arlene Chin, do solemnly swear
I, Arlene Chin, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona
and the charter, code, and ordinances of the city of Tempe,
and the charter, codes, and ordinances of the city of Tempe,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and defend them against all enemies,
and defend them against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
and that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties of the office of council member
discharge the duties of the office of council member
in and for the city of Tempe,
in and for the city of Tempe,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability,
So help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations, Councilmember Chin. Thank you so much. Next, we have Berdetta Hodge. And we might need to adjust the mic a little for her. She's tall.
Can you hear me? Yes. And these are my parents.
Wonderful, wonderful. So I'd like you to raise your right hand and place the left hand on the Bible.
Okay.
I, Berdetta Hodge,
I, Berdetta Hodge,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona
and the Constitution and laws of the state of Arizona
and the charter codes and ordinances of the city of Tempe,
and the charter codes and services of the city of Tempe,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same
and defend them against all enemies,
and defend them against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic.
and that I will faithfully and impartially
I will now faithfully and impartially
discharge the duties of council member
discharge the duties of council member
in and for the city of Tempe
in and for the city of Tempe
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, Councilmember Hodge. We're going to have us hang up here and get some pictures. So, Jennifer, Arlene, and Berdetta. So we're going to have them actually officially sign their oaths now to make them official before they assume their seats. One copy's for you and one copy's for me, so the loose copy is ours.
Okay, all right. That's it? One more. Oh, one more. Okay. All right, thank you. Okay, okay, sounds good. Of course not. Here it comes. Gotta get a trick pen. Yes. There's 2 copies. One for you, one for me. I'll sign both and I'll get you your copy. Get the next pen out now.
Excellent. Thank you so much, everyone, and congratulations to our council members, to Councilmember Adams on her reelection, and to Council Members Chin and Hodge on joining us here. It's nice to be able to drop the elect. Next up, we have item number 7, election of vice mayor. I'm going to look for a motion to elect a new vice mayor as well as a second. Do I have a motion for vice mayor? Vice Mayor Keating.
Vice Mayor Keating for the last time, Mr. Mayor. And I'll just say that this honorary title is a very tough job, and the next vice mayor has very big white shoes to fill. So I'm pleased to nominate my friend, Councilmember Jennifer Adams, to be the next vice mayor of the city of Tempe.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Keating. Do I have a second?
Yes, and I second.
Seconded by Councilmember Hodge. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and do a voice vote here. First of all, let me see, is Councilmember Navarro on the phone? Okay, just want to make sure I didn't leave him out. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'll just go down here. The motion's been made by Vice Mayor Keating, seconded by Councilmember Hodge. I will start over here. Councilmember Hodge.
Aye.
Councilmember Adams.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Keating.
Yes.
Councilmember Garlid. And Councilmember Chin.
Aye.
And I vote aye as well. That item passes 6-0 with Councilmember Navarro absent. Congratulations, Vice Mayor Adams. And now, for a second, as our city clerk switches out the plaques here. I still have mine, Vice Mayor Keating. I still got it.
Thank you. You can wear that like a name tag. I will. I'll wear it all day tomorrow.
All right. Next up, item number 8, mayor and council member comments. I guess I will go ahead and start here. Just wanted to make some comments about everyone this evening. First of all, to Vice Mayor Adams. See, I almost slipped. To Vice Mayor Adams, I wanted to say congratulations on your reelection. Had an opportunity to work with you for the last couple of years, and I know we've been very good friends and worked well together on a whole host of different issues. I also know that you worked for the city of Tempe for 29 years before running for the city council. So you have done something that a lot of us have not done, which is served the city in multiple different ways, first as a city employee and then as a council member on behalf of the city of Tempe. And I just thank you for your service. And I thank you for your friendship and everything you've done here at the city. You've done such an incredible job and are truly a trailblazer for our city. And I really just appreciate everything you do. And congratulations on your reelection. I'm looking forward to working with you for another 4 years. So congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to working with you some more too.
Thank you. To Councilmember Chin. Councilmember Chin, who is our first Asian American ever elected to the city council in the city of Tempe. I think that... You know, one thing I've talked about before, but I mean, it's really true that representation matters. And many times when you look up here, you sometimes people want to see someone that looks like them and that sort of represents their culture and traditions to think that they can actually achieve the same thing. And I am confident, you know, looking at Councilmember Chin, there are people who are looking at you and now going, I can absolutely be here too. There are Asian Americans and people all over this community who are saying, Arlene can do it, I can do it as well. And I know that you have been a true trailblazer on behalf of the city. You've had an incredible passion for our community in so many different charitable roles, and you're over 20 years of service with Arizona State University to our educational system. You've stepped up on behalf of this community many times before to fill an unexpired term a couple of years back. And so when the community needed you, you clearly stepped forward and offered to serve, and you did so with an incredible amount of dignity. And I just can't wait to work with you. We've been friends for a number of years and spent a lot of fun times together. And I remember one night in 2016 at your home watching some interesting election returns. But I am very excited about you joining the city council. I mean, you have an incredible work ethic, an incredible passion for the city of Tempe and for education in our community, and I'm just really happy to have you here. So congratulations on your election, and I just can't wait for you to get started.
Thank you, Mayor.
I also say, Councilmember Chin, we're going to have many lunches and dinners together because we are both certified foodies, and we will probably spend a lot of time and money in this community and potentially even other surrounding communities eating everything. And with that, I wanted to also say to Councilmember Hodge, who I have been friends with for such a long time, and I have to tell a very quick story. And looking at her son, Jevin, and her son, Jason, down there as well. But the first time I met Jevin Hodge and Berdetta Hodge was at a council meeting when I had first become a council member back in 2008, 2009. And we used to have our work study sessions or issue review sessions down here at a little circular table. Mayor Hallman knows exactly what I'm referencing. And in between meetings, I remember before we came up for the regular council meeting, Berdetta Hodge walked up to me with her son, who was in 8th grade at the time, and walked up to me and said, Councilman Woods, I'd like to introduce you to my son, Jevin. And who knew that that interaction right there, that brief interaction before I came up, was going to turn into a lifelong friendship with not just Berdetta Hodge, but the entire Hodge family. Your mother, who I see even more than you, I mean, whether it's, you know, out in the community, at the dry cleaners, we kind of hang in the same spots. But your incredible service as a member of the Tempe Union High School District Governing Board and being past president, kind of like, Councilmember Chin, you both have had an incredible passion for education in this community. You at the high school level, Councilmember Chin at the college level and university level. And honestly, I just can't thank you enough for how much you care about our students and our teachers and our other educators in this community. You've been a real stalwart for them, and we really appreciate your service. You might be new to city council life, but you have an incredible amount of experience already in the world of governing, and I think that's going to serve you exceptionally well here, and I know you're going to bring those talents here to the Tempe City Council. So I am honored to call you a friend. So excited to see Councilmember Chin, both of you here. You're both such good friends, but I'm honored to see you here. So happy to see all your family. I couldn't look at Jevin when you were getting sworn in because I was going to lose it. But honestly, Councilmember Hodge, thank you so much for being here. Congratulations on your election as the first African-American woman ever elected to the City Council in Tempe.
Thank you.
Next up, I'm going to look to Councilmember Keating.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. I'll start with Councilmember or Vice Mayor Adams. Jeez. We didn't get an opportunity to work too much together during your first term. There was a couple of working groups that we served together on, the North Tempe annexation and the animal welfare group, but both of those were impactful. And I appreciated your approach to looking at kind of big problems and trying to think of ways that we can get around it. So I remember when we got into the county annexation, there was a lot of folks saying, you guys can't do this. This is too big of a deal, it's too expensive. But we kind of found a way to do it through privatization, like the market took care of it for us. So I think that is one of the things that's going to last in this city for a very long time. And as we continue to annex parts of the county into North Tempe, I think our city will be better off for it because, as you know, there's a lot of improvement that can be done in that area. So I'd like to thank you for your leadership on that and congratulate you on your reelection and your new vice mayorship.
Thank you.
Of course. Councilmember Chin, thank you. We've known each other for a long time, but we didn't really have a professional relationship. Like we would see each other and maybe argue over what would be half a beer for you and 3 or 4 for me. And, we ended up becoming friends. And so certainly once you took office, when you filled the rest of that term, that was my first time really getting the opportunity to see you in action as far as a critical thinker, a problem solver, someone that's looking at a set of data and making their own judgments about what is the best thing to do here, right? And I was always very impressed with the way you conducted yourself. You didn't walk into a room with a preconceived notion. You looked at the totality of what's in front of us, and you did what you honestly felt was the best thing to do, even when I disagreed with you and was super mad at you about it. That never happened, by the way. I was never mad at her. But the way you conducted yourself and the way that you led, frankly, was very impressive. So I was happy to support your appointment and happy to support your election. And I congratulate you on one hell of a campaign. You were everywhere. I still have your shirt, by the way. And my dog has the bandana you had made for her as well. Maybe I'll put it on her for tomorrow. We'll see. I don't want to get you any more name ID, though. It's too much. But congratulations to you, Councilmember Chin. I'm looking forward to serving with you. Yes. And Berdetta. Councilmember Hodge. Berdetta. What is there to say? We met, geez, probably 10 years ago. And when you were 10, 12 years ago, you came into an LD meeting. I was still LD chair, which I don't know how I even did that, but you were running for school board. I didn't know you, and at the time, I was pretty apprehensive about people I didn't know running for office in my LD. I was like, wait a minute, the first time I met you and you're gonna run for office. But I was so impressed with you from the very moment that we met. I knew you were doing it for the right reasons. The way you gave off this aura of dedication and commitment and the passion you felt for school board, I was happy to immediately support you in that race. And what I've told this story before, what I love about you is you lost your first race, you didn't sulk away, you doubled down, you put in the more work, and you won your second race walking away. And then on your time on school board, you showed a tremendous amount of leadership. I think being on the school board right now, well, maybe a couple of years ago, we'll say since 2018, is probably the toughest elected job you can have. It's thankless, you're not getting paid, and man, are you guys under a terrible microscope. And the things that were happening at school board meetings, were very unfortunate. And you showed a tremendous amount of backbone and a tremendous amount of courage. And you were not afraid to take that tough vote, not afraid to explain that tough vote. And I admire that tremendously about you as a leader. I'm very much looking forward to serving with you. And I know that you will do great things on this council, and this council is better off to have you here. So congratulations to you.
Thanks,
Next up, Councilmember Garlid.
And I'm on the hot seat. I don't even have any notes today. So I'll start off to my left here. Arlene, I don't know all the things I can think of saying to you and about you right now are all things that are totally from the heart, because it's been amazing getting to know you. And I think that one of the things that I just love is that you have always been so supportive of me and trying to, I'm going to talk to you about something, and then you've always been so helpful, and I know that that's going to be a great thing for us when we're working together on the council. I know that we're going to work really well together, and I think that having you here and you're so level-headed and you're so thoughtful, I just so appreciate that, and I love your friendship. And I want to hang out with the foodies, although I'm so picky. I know you guys know that already, but I love that you're here, and I can't wait to work with you. And I love your puppy dog. And then Jennifer, congratulations on your election, and Vice Mayor. And I say that, one thing I like that you have really done is when you were running for office, you wanted to do the county island, and you did it. So keep going, because there's a lot left. And keep working on that. So congratulations. Berdetta, I love that we have really deep conversations when we get together, really powerful, meaningful conversations. I like that you make me laugh. So, and I like how your heart, and how when you work on an issue, that it's always from the bottom of your heart. So I'm looking forward to working with all the 3 new council members. And we've got a great team. I'm so excited about what our future is going to be, and what our future is going to be for all of you out there, to be able to have us readily available for you also to do the job in the Tempe. So great job, guys. Congratulations.
Before I turn to the new council members for their comments, I wanted to do one more quick dignitary introduction. We have Tolleson Union High School District Governing Board member Devin Del Palacio. And with that, I'm going to turn to the newly re-elected and newly elected council members for their comments. I will start first with Vice Mayor Adams.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I appreciate the introduction. So here we go. It's hard to believe it's already been 4 years since my first swearing in as Tempe's newest council member. Yet here we are again, and looking around at my old and new colleagues, I can't help but be even more proud to serve such an amazing community with one of the most diverse councils in the state, if not even the nation. A lot has happened in the last 4 years, some absolutely wonderful things and some absolutely not wonderful things that I'm sure a good portion of our community would rather forget. One thing that hasn't changed, and that's how honored I feel to be up here again, thanking everyone for their incredible support in helping me get where I am today. First, I would like to thank all of the voters who placed their faith in me and gave me another opportunity to improve our city even more. I would like to thank my parents for showing me at a young age the meaning of helping others. When I was a little girl, I delivered Meals on Wheels with my mother. I knew then that I loved helping others. My father taught me the importance of public service if you want to make a difference. As mayor of my hometown, he showed me firsthand what it meant to listen first and make decisions after hearing from your constituents. I want to thank my family for always pushing me to achieve whatever goal I set. I wouldn't be here without you, without your love, your guidance, and especially grateful for your patience. Heaven only knows where I'd be without your bottomless supply of all three. To my friends, supporters, and tireless campaign staff and volunteers, many of whom are here this evening, thank you for everything you did to make sure I once again have the chance to keep representing our fabulous Tempe communities and residents. All the hours spent on door knocking, phone banking, fundraising, and hosting meet and greets are the reason I am to make this speech again this evening. I absolutely could not have done it without each and every one of you, and I am pleased that I am incredibly grateful for everything you did for me and my campaign. It's humbling to know that so many wonderful people had my back, and I will be eternally grateful to you for the rest of my life. I'd also like to thank my fellow council members for the support they've shown tonight in voting to make me Tempe's next vice mayor. And no, Councilmember Keating, formerly vice mayor, I will be knocking down your door to ask for advice and getting help. And I really appreciate your nomination this evening. That meant a lot to me. I'm looking forward to this new leadership role, and I promise to represent the city and this council in a way that will make our residents proud. Throughout the last 4 years, I've worked with our incredible city staff and my colleagues on many projects that have been benefited for our great city, that have benefited our great city. I'm fortunate enough to have many city employees I call friends. And I want to thank each and every one of you for your public service and endless support, many of whom are in this chambers this evening. Speaking of projects I am most proud of, adding more funding to our street improvement projects, annexing a portion of the county island located in North Tempe, and funding much needed improvements in our city's Clark Park recreational area. When I started on council, we only had about $1 million earmarked to improve our city streets. That low number resulted in a lot of upset residents, which I heard from while on the campaign trail. Boy, did I hear about it. I'm proud to announce that I helped, along with my colleagues, increase that number to $67 million over the next 5 years, which meant the timeline to repair our crumbling main roads and our deteriorating neighborhood streets got significantly accelerated. I will be spending the next year or so working on finding more funding to get these projects done even faster. Another great accomplishment for my first term had to do with annexing the blighted county island north of the 202. After 40 years of unsuccessful city attempts, I'm excited to say that I, along with Councilmember Navarro and Councilmember Keating, led the charge to get the first 17 acres annexed. And you can already see the redevelopment starting in this area. And I just really want to thank, since Councilmember Keating is here tonight, for partnering with me on that project. Community pride, community safety, and property values are already on the rise in this development. On a side note, congrats on getting a new zip code. But I'm here to say that I'll keep working to make sure this vision becomes a reality for the entire area. Smart growth and redevelopment are the best interest of our residents, our businesses, and our cities. And this project is a great example of that partnership. Another issue I heard a lot about during my first campaign trail was renovating the deteriorating Clark Park Recreational Center. While canvassing during my first election, the area's residents stressed that after the city closed the pool there, a generation of children lost the opportunity to learn how to swim in one of our city pools. After securing the funding to complete the renovated park, including adding the pool back for our residents, I had the privilege of attending the project's groundbreaking ceremony a few weeks ago. I cannot wait to hear all those little ones learning how to swim once the renovation is complete. As a former lifeguard and swim instructor, this is very near to my heart. After getting feedback from our residents during my second campaign, I'm going to spend time during my next term focusing on sustainability measures, improving our residents' feeling of safety in their own communities, continuing to look for additional funding for our capital improvement program to accelerate current and future projects, and as always, continuing to be a fiscal watchdog for our taxpayers. Being fiscally responsible, we can ensure that our taxpayer dollars are being spent on helping others in our community and improving the city's aging infrastructure. Chairing the Sustainability and Livable Communities Committee over the last 2 years with former Councilmember Lauren Kuby, who is in the front row, has really spurred my interest in leading the charge on the issue of climate change. From using new products to lower the temperatures of our pavement in Tempe, to retrofitting existing city facilities with new sustainable products and equipment, to simply planting more desert-friendly trees, which all provide much-needed shade for our residents and our pets, to advocating for green building codes for all of our new development projects in our city. I want to make sure that our innovative city doesn't get behind the curve in doing our part to combat climate change. Tackling the growing issue of our residents feeling less safe in their neighborhoods and communities is going to take a focus on several issues as well. My top priorities will be cleaning up alleys in our neighborhoods, continuing to address the growing number of unsheltered individuals and encampments in a way that incorporates a focus on both human services and public safety, and bringing in new developments that focus just as much on quality of life issues as they do economic development. On a different note, I would be negligent if I didn't also address some of the problems we'll be facing as a community that don't necessarily have to do with local issues. Like most of you, it's been disheartening to watch what's happening not just in our state, but in our country. This growing chasm between our citizens being fueled by both extreme politics and national media personalities is threatening to destroy many of our freedoms we've worked so hard and for so long to finally achieve. What's wonderful about our country is that if you're feeling dehumanized and marginalized, you can do something about it. Our society and government don't mandate that you sit in a corner and rail against perceived wrongs while being paralyzed against taking action. Instead, it celebrates your ability to get out there and spearhead the change that you think, that you know needs to happen. So instead of yelling into the wind about the not so wonderful things, let's roll up our sleeves together and right the wrongs in our society. Once again, looking at the incredible diversity on our city council, I can't help but be reminded that It is possible to agree to disagree in ways that are respectful of our differences. We need to celebrate our diversity, not marginalize and demonize those who don't think like us, who don't look like us, or who don't live like us. I'm ready to get to work, and I'm really looking forward to tackling these generational issues with our new council, our dedicated city staff, and our progressive city residents. Let's do this. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Adams. Next, I will look to Councilmember Chin for her comments.
Thank you, Mayor. So, when the city clerk's office told me that I should have some words prepared for the swearing in tonight, well, I wanted to be prepared. So I've been practicing all my swear words. And Councilmember Keating was kind enough to teach me a few additional ones. So I hope I get these right. I would like to start off by thanking my campaign team. Nancy, Stacy, Stephanie, Kate, Madison, and Adam, and our huge team of volunteers who worked tirelessly to get us to this point tonight. I also see that Elise Mitchell and Colgan Detmer is here. They were key volunteers for me as well. I would also like to thank my colleagues and the leadership of the ASU Foundation for their encouragement and support as I took on this endeavor to serve our community. A special thank you to my friends and family. Many are here tonight, and some are watching virtually. My parents, who can only be here in spirit, but are definitely in my heart. That was the hardest line. Another special thank you to a few of my friends who absolutely hate to have their name mentioned. Also, special thanks to the SD, BDB, and book club crews. To the mayor and my fellow council members, to the more than 1,600 City of Tempe staff, to our residents, and to our community partners. I'm so very honored to work alongside all of you and eager to work together to make our community a better place for everyone. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Councilmember Chin. And next up, Councilmember Hodge.
Thank you, Mayor. I promise you guys, my district is right there. They know that I like to be brief and I like time, so I'm gonna make sure I get this going fast. I wanna first start off by putting a word out for Michelle. Michelle, we gave the proclamation to earlier. She was one of my biggest supporters throughout my time in my life, and she was here today because there would have been no other way she wouldn't have been here if she was alive. So Michelle, thank you. I'm here. All right. I just want to start off by thanking everyone for being here today because you took a Friday before 4th of July to be here. So thank you so much. That is important. I want to thank the Hodge team, my Hodge pups. They don't like being called that, but they're my Hodge pups. Please stand up if you're a Hodge pup. Yeah. I had a team of guys, not for not trying that I didn't have any women, but we just couldn't keep them. We had my Hodge pups, and my Hodge pups were all under age of 30. So you know what? Thank you so much, and I love you guys. I mean, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you. Next up, I do want to do a special thank you to my campaign manager, John, because he had to keep us all in line. Thank you so much, John. And John is now going off to law school, so everybody give him a hand on that. I want to thank my two chairs. I have one chair that's here, Genevieve Vega, who flew back from North Carolina in the middle of her vacation to be here and flying back out on Sunday. So thank you, Genevieve. My sister found another mister. Also, Neil, but Neil is on a cruise, which he didn't invite me to, so we have some words to talk about that later. I want to thank Sapan, who is now my council aide, who started off on my team, and we'll be working together for a very long time, Sapan, so thank you so much. I want to thank all the volunteers, every volunteer, every supporter, every voter, everyone in the city of Tempe. Thank you so much for if you just gave a handshake, a smile, just, you know, anything. Thank you so much for doing that. I want to thank my other family, because I do have two hats I wear. I have my Tempe Union family, I have my superintendent, which most people say we act like a married couple because we fight all the time. I love him, Dr. Mendeville is there, and my vice president, Armando Martega. And I have pleasure to say that Armando was once one of my students when I got on the board, and now he's now sitting next to me on the governing board. So thank you so much for being here. Yes. Last but not least, I want to thank my family. My family, my mom, my dad, my brother Jerry, and everybody calls him Bubba, Uncle Bubba, my Uncle Bubba, and my brother Gerard. I couldn't have done it. This is all for us, because you know what? As African-American families, people say we don't do it, but we do it now. This is not just me. This is my whole family sitting in this seat with me. I didn't forget two of the most important people in my life. My two boys I gave life to, and they give me life every day. So I love you guys. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of everything that you're doing. Jevin, you're going to kick it in Congress. Jason, you're going to kick it in business. I love you guys. Thank you so much. One last thank you before I go. This person would be sad and upset if I didn't thank her personally. That is Mariah Jade Hodge, which is my four-legged baby. She can't be here today, but she is my biggest supporter, my best friend, so I have to tell her I love her so much. And you guys all are witness that I did give a shout out to her. She owns me. Here's what I want to leave you with, a few comments. First, I will get, and he says, I will get a vote. I will get to vote. I'll do everything humanly possible to give you what you need, to give you what the city needs. I'll do the best of my ability. I will promise you this is one thing I will promise you. I'll promise you that you will not like all my votes. I will promise that. That's going to always be something to happen. I've been in long, but I also promise you this, that I will always explain my vote, and you will always have me transparent, and I'll always be there to answer your phone calls, to take your messages, and if you even want to yell at me, you can do that too, because my heart is always going to be in the center of Tempe. They call me a daughter of Tempe. I will be here. I am motivated, and I am fully in for the fight, and that's what it is. It's a fight, because democracy is always a fight. And I got my gloves on. I always keep them on. I'm from the school board world. You know you have to be able to fight to do that. So, and my second thing is, I already said it. I'm sorry. So I don't have to say anymore. All I have to tell you guys is, last but not least, that we're all this in together, Tempe. All of us together. Thank you so much. I am enjoying to work with my staff. I have the phenomenal staff, city staff. I can't say the best because I got district people here that may not like that. So I'm going to say you guys are tied for being the best people in the world. So thank you so much. And I'm looking forward to taking that. And to all my council members, let's get busy. All right.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Hodge. Once again, please give a big round of applause for Vice Mayor Adams, Councilmember Chin, and Councilmember Hodge. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the most diverse council in this entire state. Yeah, I said it. With that, we're going to move on to item 9, which is adjournment. I gotta close it with a bang. So I was gonna say too, that the next regular council meeting agenda, I'm sure my colleagues will all be happy to hear this, is August 18th, 2022. So, yeah.
We're the only ones clapping.
I'd like to invite members of the public to attend a reception for the newly elected council members in the third floor conference room of Tempe City Hall, which is right here. I just want to let you know too that everyone's going to be escorted through the back by the council aides. If you don't get escorted through the back, you're going to have to go through security all over again. So make sure you follow the council aides. They'll help to get you upstairs to the reception. And once again, thank you all for joining us. We really appreciate it. We'll see you on the third floor.